Life is sweet. Let it sweep you off your feet.
Hi, this is Allie and Find Your Joy. Please remember to like and subscribe. Well, yay for us. We've got Dianna Maycock back here. And Dianna this time we learned so much about off-grid living last time. And today we're going to learn a little bit about her business that she has, and it is called Light and Energy Wellness Events. Hi, Dianna. Welcome back.
Hi, Allie. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm so excited. I was thinking about it. I was glad that I did that last event. That's where I met you. I think that's the first time
Yes.
that I met you.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
you're,
we were so happy to have you.
it was great. And then I've gone on to meet people and things have blossomed as they do from these events, right? We meet people and then we start getting relationships happening and everything starts to unfold. So tell me about it. How did you start this business and what is this business? I mean, the name is a little self-explanatory, but maybe not.
Yes. Yes. Oh, wow. You know, have had this question asked. My business partner and almost lifelong friend, we met when we were 15 in
Oh,
Victoria. She moved in across the street from me.
nice.
And yeah, we just in our 20s, I discovered metaphysics through some hypnotherapy I went through, and just fell in love with it. It was for the first time in my life things made sense to me. I tried looking at different religions, and I just couldn't grasp a lot of it. And so I chatted with my girlfriend, and we both took Reiki courses, and she fully embraced Reiki. She loves Reiki. She's attuned to master teacher, and I got more interested in the shamanism aspect as my mother is half Cree, and I just for years we both really we learned and we talked about it all the time. You know, one day we're gonna open up a little metaphysical store, a little healing center. And then my life kind of went a different way, and I moved off grid with my husband. So I didn't really think too much about doing that. And what are we at? Almost 2 years, October 23, Donna gives me a phone call and says, "Hey, I've got this idea, and you want to help me out with it?" And I'm like, "What do you want to do?" She goes, "I want to, do this wellness event and have people of the healing modalities, it's so people can come and check this out." And I was like, I'd been a web designer for 20 years almost, and I said, "All right, I'll build your website for you." And the more I started getting into it, the more I really got into it. And so she said this in September 23. So by October, we had put on our very first wellness event. And in 6 weeks, we put it together. And oh my gosh, I fell in love with it all. I fell in love with meeting all the people. And, you know, in the metaphysical world, I've been in for so many years, learning all these new things that were coming in. And
Right.
I said, when it was done, I said to I said to my girlfriend, I said, "Let's do another one." So we went okay, and we held our next one in the next March, and again just meeting all the new people and everything, and we both were really hooked. And I said, "Well, if we're going to do this, let's do it right." And we created a business out of it. And we are now on our 6th event, in May 31st, June 1st at the Da Vinci Center.
Okay.
And yeah, so and we are slowly expanding into not just events, but our website has online services. We do in-person Reiki treatments in Victoria, distance healing, intuitive services, and we still have that dream of that little healing center in
Yeah.
Victoria. We'll get there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
So where was your first event?
Our first event was at the Da Vinci Center,
Okay.
October 23rd, 2023.
Yeah.
And then we kind of stayed with the Da Vinci Center. We knew it well. And then we branched out to Langford, the Langford Legion, because they had recently gone through massive renovations.
Beautiful. It's
And
beautiful
we
there.
actually really love Langford. We love it. It's a
Yeah.
huge venue, lots of parking, and really convenient for foot traffic. Born and raised in Victoria, Langford to me was the sticks, and
Yes.
you don't go
Well,
to
I
Langford
get it. I
if you're a
get it. When you're
Victoria girl.
from when you're from a certain place for enough years, it
For a
can
lot
feel
of
like
years.
that. Yeah.
And I'd moved to Lasqueti for 10, 11 years by then, more. And I was dumbfounded at the change. I
Oh,
come down
right.
to Victoria
Yeah. I
now and I'm
mean,
like,
it's
what
huge.
the
It's beautiful
yeah?
there, right?
And
Yeah.
Langford is not the sticks anymore. What a beautiful little community it's turned
Yes.
into. So at this time, we're going from Langford. We just had our one in March in Langford, going back to Da Vinci Center for May 31st, June 1st. And that's kind of our goal right now is do between Langford and Da Vinci Center. We had talked about coming up to Nanaimo, but because it's not easy leaving Lasqueti, if you've heard anything about my off-grid life. So, in order for me to get down to Victoria to prepare for our events,
Oh,
I
right.
have to go at
Just
least a week.
physically, it is not easy. Sorry. I'm
It's
like, oh, right.
not
I
easy.
mean, it's not easy. I'm thinking, right. It
I
must be
can't
so
just get
busy
into
and
my
loud
car
there.
and no,
Yes.
no, no, no.
You have to plan for this.
It's a 4x4 drive down the mountain. It's get to our dock, get on that boat. Hopefully the weather's fine. The boat's running. I've had to leave days before I planned because, the weather's going to be bad. The ferry probably won't run.
Yeah.
And same with coming home, I'm very, really lucky. Born and raised in Victoria. My mom's still there. My Donna's there. So I have places to stay if I get stuck. But
Right.
I always tell them, well, I'm here for this long, unless
Yeah, because
if
so
the
many
ferry
things.
doesn't run.
Yes, anything can happen. So
Anything.
what kinds of things are you looking for? So when you're doing your wellness day, your fairs or events, what sort of your first one? What did it look like? How many practitioners? What's
You know,
is there a what's the what is there a percentage of, oh, there's this many of these and that, like, is it,
this many,
well,
the
are you
fun, the weird,
looking to have it that way, right? Like, because you could have
it,
an event that's all one thing, and then that's maybe not what you're looking for, right? Like, I don't know.
it's its own, yeah, every event is its own little creature. We started out, both of us wanted to sort of stay with more traditional modalities like yoga and massage, acupuncture, Reiki. We wanted Reiki because we both do that, and then we slowly, we got other different methodologies and ideas. People contacting us wanting to be, and we were like, we kind of want to stay more traditional, and then we finally went, let's just let this thing run as it wants to. Let's not try to control it too much. And we've had some really, really interesting people join us, and it's opened my eyes to how much it's grown, the metaphysical, natural healing modalities. And we get a lot of some fairs. We get a lot of product. The handcrafted artisanal soaps, the botanicals, and the jewelry and the artwork, and so it is. We have to kind of go, well, we don't want to be all product, but we don't want to be all. We don't. It's a balance, and every show has its own feel, and even up this one, we're still organizing, and we're like, well, let's not say no. Let's let this show decide what it wants to be, and then we'll just go from there.
Right. And so I've seen it, like, just the different. First of all, they're always most of the fairs I've ever been to, whether I've been to some of yours or other people, there's a really lovely group of people who tend to come to these
Yeah.
events anyways, right? So
Yeah.
it's people that
We
are.
have
Go ahead.
we have our regulars, we call them, that really they've been really wonderful. They've taught us so much because they've been doing this for many years. Teresa Clan is one, and oh my gosh, like, yeah, they've taught us how to run a good show, and we so appreciate it. Ian Byington of Spirit of Victoria
Yes,
has,
isn't he a great guy?
he is
He's
so
awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
And especially our first couple shows, when we kind of got a little paralyzed with fear of, oh my God, are we going to do this right? He's always like, just don't worry about it, just do it, it'll happen. And we're like, but yeah. And they're like, he's like, it's okay, I'm at I think our second show, we actually got over full, and we're like, what are we going to do? And Ian's like, put him in the parking lot. We never did. But
everything works out right.
His energy and positivity really just gets us like, okay, we can do this. We'll figure it out. Yeah.
And events are hard because, I mean, I've done a lot of events, and events are, you start, and especially in the Victoria area. I just want to say this, having done events in Victoria is quite notorious for people. Nobody makes a plan till the last minute, and it's so doing events can be scary because I don't want to work for 6 months on something and it cost me $1,000, right? Like
our motto is let's just not go broke.
Yes, and if you do events anywhere, and especially Victoria, that's kind of the motto is, gee, I hope we don't lose money on this one. Break even is almost.
Exactly. And our main concern is we really just want our exhibitors to have a good show. We want to make it worth their while.
Yes.
From my skill as a web designer for many years, which also involves marketing, I work really hard to get us out there, to get people know. We pound the pavement and put the posters on the telephone poles, and then wherever people will let us put them up. I call the radio stations. We tried this last one. We actually print advertised in the Goldstream Gazette, and that was we heard a lot of feedback on that.
That was probably really smart. Their nice little local paper. Good for you.
It was. That's exactly it. My Donna, my business partner, was like, who reads the paper anymore? I'm like, you know what? Us older people read the paper still.
Yes, if it's there, I'll read it, right? And I'll see something for
sure. And it comes to your door, and it's in your home, and you might be
posters. You do posters too. That's really interesting. My husband's always saying, "Have you even put up posters?" And I'm like, "Posters? Does anybody look at posters?" So maybe they do.
They, and we always ask a little, how did you hear about us?
Yeah.
And quite often, Facebook is one of our top Facebook posters. And last time we heard the Goldstream Gazette. So we're like,
beautiful. Well, good for you.
We're getting out there.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's great to know that. And so basically, and then so when people come, you have, so there's all these different tables, and I saw, now quite often I don't get a chance to go look when you have a table yourself, and I do it by myself. I tend to be one that I almost never get to go look at people's stuff, because I have gongs, and when you have gongs,
that was so cool.
Yeah, when you have those are guitars and ukuleles and things, but when you have, one thing that I found is that when you have gongs, people beeline. Everybody is so attracted to the gongs, and so I don't get to go around as much as, nobody, it's just a funny thing. There's certain things that really attract people, and
it is.
and gongs are gongs.
Gongs. I'm
Gong.
gonna have to get outside with one next time.
Well, right. Hey, you know what?
You know,
That's a thing.
stand outside the venue with a gong and hopefully, yeah, that'll.
Well, they
Mhm.
would do it. You know what? I'll tell you what. Well, we should talk about that next time because um gongs, my gongs are on my stand is on wheels.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I
Okay.
could, with locks on it. My very dear friend Rob Gretzinger, who is actually he's been mentoring me and teaching me, and he's like I'm a little flea on the whatever of gongdom world, right? Because I'm just still learning. Gongs are new to me. Like I've been around gongs for maybe 4 or 5 years. So it's I did music therapy stuff, and I did sound baths, and I did all these things for decades.
Wow.
And then I just keep, but then I'm learning more, right? So we did it different ways, and I didn't even really realize sometimes what I was doing, right? I'm like, oh, I was doing music therapy. Okay, I thought I just was going in and playing music for people and getting them to join in. I didn't quite understand what I was doing, or having,
Yes.
hundreds of people laid out and just playing music
Wow.
over them for hours and hours. So I was doing music stuff and sound baths long before I knew I was. That's the beauty of it, right? That's all of this
That's
stuff.
amazing.
We don't know what we're doing until we're doing it. But the gongs
Yes.
are so my friend, I was going to say Rob Gretzinger, he's in Kamloops now. He's worked for Long and McQuaid for many years. And I've played in bands with him before, and he's a phenomenal drummer. But he's a real gong guy. In fact, he's the go-to guy in North America for gongs. Like
Wow.
there's nobody,
Wow.
and he has, I have two gongs, and I don't buy a gong that I don't talk to Rob about. I don't do anything. He's like, I literally don't, because I have the master at is willing to take a phone call from me. So what am I.
Wow.
But he does really amazing things with gongs that I want to start doing. Like he just will take his gongs, and he will go to the summit of Coquihalla and just get his gongs
Wow.
out. Snow or anything doesn't matter. And he'll just play gongs, and people come, and he says people are so drawn to gongs. They are. Now some people think this is just me, right? I think people think they're drawn to gongs because they're cool, right? Oh, a gong, right?
Right.
I think that's what they're thinking. But I'll tell you, I have people come, and I always invite people to play the gong. And I always ask them,
Yes.
introduce yourself first. Introduce yourself. It's important because that's my personal thing is just, don't just come and bang it. Stand there, take a moment to connect a little bit. And the amount of grown men who have wept just hitting the gong and standing before it, right, is just been so beautiful to me. And so anyways, I'll get off. I'll go off on a tangent about gongs and things and
I
some
know
people
that.
come for a sound bath and they don't want me to do anything but play the gongs.
But play the gongs.
Just
Yes. Yes.
they just want a gong bath. Just
Yes.
just that. And I'm like,
Yes.
I have my keyboard, I have bowls, brass and crystal, I have chimes, I have everything. But some people are like, I just want to lay there and have
Gong.
gongs
Beautiful. It
play
really
through me.
is. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah,
it's
I stood in front of I gonged it. It was
I know.
amazing. I was dumbfounded at the vibration that came
Yes.
off of that gong. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
so. Anyways, back to this. So when I go around, but now I've made, I think, like a lifelong time. Sarah Mraz, she cheesecake, right? She was a UFC fighter, and now she does
Past life.
past life regression
Past life
stuff.
regression. Yes.
He's just
Yes, that was very
amazing.
exciting.
There I was across from her, and we both got sort of put there. She wasn't originally going to be in that spot. I'm so glad and grateful that it was, because I've had her on. She's been on here
Oh,
too.
excellent.
Yeah, she's just amazing. I'm always happy to have the people that I meet.
Yes. Excellent.
Because they have
Excellent.
so many wonderful things to share.
They have so many. I love
Oh,
listening to people's stories, how they
right?
got to where they got. Yeah, no,
Yes.
that's one of the perks of what we do, is really getting
Yeah.
to know the people and their stories and how they discovered the healing modality that they're offering. It's and then there's some stuff I'm going to call it out there, and I'm out there. My girlfriend always teases me about, geez, Dianna, really? You're kind of out there with that. And I'm like, yeah,
We
I
call
know.
it the
I
woo.
live off the grid in the woods.
Yeah.
I can't help but hear the angels and nature talking to me. I mean, you stay in the woods long enough, the trees will start talking to you. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I love
And you just
that.
go with it. You just go with it.
Yes.
Yeah. I have an
Creation, man.
arbutus
It's
behind
creation.
me.
All of creation is just wanting to communicate. It's just, it's the
It's amazing.
energy
Yeah.
between all of creation is just wanting to,
And you realize
yeah,
how connected we all are.
yeah.
Really, truly, just by that chance comment I made on your Facebook post, and here we are chatting away, and I love it.
I know. Well, exactly. It's like, because it's something that I'm really more and more interested in. And I feel like I'm, um, not running out of time, but if I want to make sure that, my grandkids know how to do these things, if I want to, my grandkids are, my youngest grandchild is going to be 17 soon. And I like,
Wow.
you got to get on this stuff, right?
Yes, teach the next. Yes, although
Yeah.
the younger generation's picking it up faster than we. Yeah,
Yeah. They
yeah.
are,
I love meeting the young people doing this.
they're
Doing
amazing.
their elixirs and their herbs and their back to their retreats. And yeah,
Yeah.
this one woman we had that is doing womb consciousness, and wow, when I sat with her for a few minutes, I had tears. I as someone that grew up in a different age,
Yes. Yep. Yep.
even to be able to say the word womb in public, and it's okay.
I know. I
Yeah,
know.
no,
I know.
I love these events, and what I'm learning, and hopefully what we can present to the world, and teach people that are maybe kind of sort of interested, but they're going, it's woo woo. Do you really want? Yeah, we want to go. Just check it out. Check it out. You
Just
don't
check
have
it out.
you still listen to your doctor, still do what you're doing, but just check out that you may be able to find something that's complementary to what you're doing and
That's
helps enhance.
that's what I
Yeah.
love, right? I love that I'm the same way. I'm not an either or.
Yes.
Allopathic medicine is real and wonderful. And when my appendix ruptured, I wasn't going to play my gong over it, right? You know what I mean? It's okay. I'm just going to play a couple more singing bowls and everything's going to be just fine. No, I got my ass to the emergency and they took that little sucker out. Like still,
Exactly.
there's all of these things. It's like, there's a place right now, well, I'm just going to say it, in the world where people want you're this or you're that. And
No,
and I don't see the world that way. I don't see the world I'm this or I'm that.
no.
I go to acupuncture, I go to massage, I do sound therapies, I do art stuff, I go and I taste and I see what is good. And
Yes.
I also
And
have a doctor and there are medications that I am on. It will be grand if I never have to be on any medications. For right now, this is what we're doing. And
this is exactly.
it's balance.
Exactly.
It's
Balance.
it's
And
about
that's
balance.
the right word. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it's
And
all
finding who
about.
you are and what works for you, right? We all
Yeah.
are individual. Our
Yeah.
body is made up of our own DNA, our own genes, our own, and what works for one, what won't work for another, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
slowly discovered this by feeding the raw food to my dogs. 25 years ago I started, and every dog is unique in their nutritional needs, and I noticed a pattern in that female dogs eat differently than male dogs. And that taught me, because I grew up, we grew up where you have your 3 meals, you have your food base, blah blah
Yes.
blah. And a lot of that didn't work for me, especially when menopause came and the weight gain came, and it didn't matter what I did. I had to go, all right, body, my body, what do you need?
What do you need?
And it took a long time to go, you know what, man, if this is the size my body wants to be, then, all I need to focus on is giving it the best nutrition that I can, and the rest that it needs, and listen to it, listen to my body. And standing in front of your gong, holy Moses. I'm in.
I know. It's just,
yes.
And like you said, just being open, because when I think of when I look at the different offerings that are in your events, I've sometimes had to go, okay, just be open. I don't
Be
have
open to it.
just be open.
So have I.
I don't have to be, I don't even have to say I believe in it or not. It's not, I'm not, what am I believing in? Santa Claus? Like, I'm just, there's something here, and I'm going to, does it seem like it, I have my little rule of thumb, right? Is, does it appear to come with humility? Is it out of love? Are my, if that's what my sense is, it doesn't mean I'm going to be right all the time. I mean, I could be a Judgy McJudgerson and think, I don't feel very good about this, and it could be the greatest thing ever. But I that's my own little rule of thumb is, does there seem to be love involved in this? Does there seem to be openness?
This one time. Can you plug me in? I just my husband came in the house, and I'm like, oh, I didn't plug my laptop in when we started this.
Oh,
I'm not sure how much power I have. So I just asked him to grab it and plug, because you know what? We had the generator on, the batteries are full.
That's right. That's right. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna write that.
But yes, with our wellness events, we really truly want to say, find what's right for you, your body, your intuition, all of that. And if you're brand new to all this, you might have been following your intuition the whole time, but you didn't call it that. And when you can meet these different people and you go, hey, wait a minute, that's what I do. And you go, hey, maybe this stuff is for me.
I love
and that's
that.
what we hope. We hope to just.
Yes. I love that. I love that, because there's so much to that, where, like you said, we might have been doing this for a long time and never ever knew to call it that. That it's, it's just
call it that.
We didn't know what I was doing this thing, and and you call it what? Oh, okay. Well, I just was. It's usually it's followed by I was just, and it's like, okay, well, and that's great. Keep doing that. Some people call it this. It's all good.
I've been a grazer my whole life, and it drove my mother insane. She wanted me to sit down. She wanted me to eat the big square threes, and it never felt good in my body. I didn't even like sitting down to eat. I walk around eating my yogurt, a piece of toast, and I walk around, and my body's happy moving while I eat. And you know what? My son, I have 3 children.
Yeah.
My youngest was diagnosed ADHD. And I noticed that with him, at that point I was like, I'm not going to rule and control and tell him what his body needs. I will present him with all these alternatives. Eat what you want. Don't eat. And some days all he would eat is vegetables. Some days he would just, I'm into the meat. I'm eating meat all day long. Okay. Because I know yesterday he ate all vegetables. And he was very much like me in that, I'll put the food out on the table, and he'll grab a bite and off he goes. Right. 10 minutes later, he comes back, grab a couple more bites, off he goes. And it was from him, I learned to give myself permission to listen to my body and eat the way I want to eat. Right. And that, a lot of programming had to be let go of, but I got there.
Yeah. Because everybody's trying to, we all come from what we come from. And what's funny to me is that so often, this generation, we're not going to do what that generation did. And then the next generation, they're not going to do what we did. And right now, what we're basically all kind of going back to is what our nanas and granddads did, right? They raised their own stuff. They didn't even,
have
they
their own
never
garden.
went to restaurants were a rare occurrence.
Very rare did you go out.
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't eat every day at a restaurant. No, my grandma cooked my grandma raised me actually. And yeah, I mean, I really got to
Everything was from
see
scratch.
I got to see both worlds because my mom, she had me at 16, so she
Yeah.
was very young when she had me. So my grandma raised me my first few years, and of course, single mom, she worked a lot, and I could see the difference between a latchkey kid and going to my grandma's where my grandma was there every day.
Yes.
When I got cooking our meals, and I'd go to school and I'd come back and there she is at the door, big hug, kiss, how was your day? Compared to when I was at home, my mom was at work and I come home to an empty house, and and I had to do the chores and get everything right. And I understood both worlds. I
Right.
really got
Right.
a feel for what both worlds, the good things about both worlds and the not so good things about both worlds. It's helped form why I'm loving our event so much is, again, like, take a look at what's around. What's yours will call you. What's yours will speak to you. And what's not, it's okay. It's not yours.
It's a buffet. We don't have to take from
You don't
everything that's
you don't
there.
need to, you just have to go, all right, not mine.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Your next event is May 31st and June 1st.
And June 1st
at
the Da Vinci Center in Victoria.
That's on Catherine, right?
Bay Catherine.
Whatever
right
it is at
corner.
that spot, whatever it is, it's
yeah. The map, we have the map on the website. All the information is on the website.
Okay.
So if you want to check us out, and our exhibitors, we put and we'll have all day free workshops at this one.
Oh, beautiful.
We can't do workshops in Langford, but in Da Vinci Center we have the whole building. So we have the downstairs is for workshops. And we've got some really good ones cooking up this time. I'm excited about hopefully being able to join one or two. They're about an hour long. They're free. Purchase of your ticket gets you in the door all day. Come and go as you please. Go to workshops as you please. Weekend pass, same thing. You can come and go all weekend. See a workshop, get a reading, get a treatment, get a healing. Yeah, there's lots to do.
So are there separate rooms in there where people can give treatments in that one? Like, do you have room?
What we do, we've created the space. It's a little different than Langford. We've got draping, it's called. So every space will have its own little, you have your table, but it can have, for treatments, a little bit of privacy. Yeah. And the workshops, that's all, those are all downstairs. So, you have you can go to a workshop and, you won't hear the event's going on, but, and then go back up for a treatment, go down to the next workshop.
Right.
And
sound
save on
doesn't
food,
usually work in those
free.
places. Yeah. Sound, I'd have to be downstairs, have my own room to do.
Yes.
To be able to actually do sound.
We had a First Nations fellow join us for our first couple, and that was something that we had to go, the drumming. I love drumming. I have, we Dawn and I do drumming, but in that kind of kind of space,
no, it doesn't work everywhere. It just doesn't work everywhere, and it doesn't work for the people on the outside.
Yes, but you get to, but we allow, so we've had people with crystal bowls and you're gong. So at least people can come and check it out.
Yes, absolutely.
Mini, maybe hear the bowls and the gong, and then be able to book an appointment with you.
Yes, absolutely. And then that happens. That happens. Like, people come and they, the one thing that's really awesome is they get to connect, and they kind of decide if they feel like they can connect with you or not. And that matters, because somebody might feel really comfortable with me and somebody else maybe not so much, right? It's not personal. It's just, well, it's personal for them, but it's not for or against me. It's just, I might not be everybody's cup of tea. Maybe the next person who
Exactly.
does sound is, and that's all that I care about is
They
that
have
you
that
get it.
kismet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yes,
Exactly.
yes.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Well, this is awesome. And I know
Yeah.
that you need to go and you chop wood and I
I know. My husband did it. My husband brought the wood in, and my
What a
dogs are getting impatient because they're past breakfast time, but that's okay.
That's awesome. Well, this has been great though, and thank you so much for sharing about it. And we'll have all your information so people can go and check out and see when your events are coming and see when they can go online and get online
Yeah.
treatments with you.
There's
And
online. We have online.
your Donna Martin
treatments.
is your
Yep.
partner and in your
Mhm.
business partner, and that's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
I really
you.
appreciate you
Thank you.
spending
And
all this
again,
time.
I'm really
It's
happy
great.
to be here.
Yeah, it's been really good. So Dianna, thank you
Okay.
again. And this is Allie and Find Your Joy. Please do go and check out everything that Dianna and Donna have coming up. It's going to be great. And for now, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you found a piece of your joy in this episode, I would love to hear about what came up for you so that we can continue to grow the impact of this show. Thanks again. See you soon. And remember, find your joy.